Wouldn't it be amazing to have your own camper van to take to Burning Man? This was my thought exactly. I'm in a performance group, and at Burning Man last year, I hitched a ride with a fellow performer, which limited the gear I could take, and my ride actually left without me, almost leaving me stranded on Playa. This year, I want to be able to provide a cozy, reliable vessel to take a person or two. I had been hunting for camper vans on Craigslist in July, and I was pretty discouraged because if you look during summer, you'll find most good campers or van conversions are $4,000 to $6,000 or more. That's way out of my price range for this trip. And poor condition vans usually run $900 or $1,000, but they don't last long, so it's really hard to get one. One day while I was tired of editing, I decided to take a break and lurk the van conversion search on Craigslist, and I found this. It looked too good to be true, right? I called the guy and he was already in line at the DMV nearby. And I test drove the van and he told me the story of how he got it for a couple $100 from the tow truck auction the night before. He didn't know anything about the van or any of its history other than that it made the drive home from LA. So I laid down $1,500 and took a risk with sort of a weird feeling in my gut. The van was full of the former inhabitant's junk, her clothes, furniture. I removed pretty much all of it after a thorough inspection that it was worthless. To my fortune, it passed smog the next day, no problems. And I got fresh license plates. The registration is still good till next year. My smog mechanic, who I very much trust, couldn't lift the beast to see under what problems might be lurking, so I went to a friend of his with a bigger ramp. Once we got under it, there were a lot of issues needing to be resolved. We replaced an oil seal, replaced the belt, we replaced the ignition, the terminal temperature sensor because it did not care what the real temperature was. We replaced the entire water pump, the radiator, the freaking transmission was flushed and had a gasket replaced, the thermostat replaced, and we did an oil change. All that mounted to a nice $1,100. Pretty brutal. If you could do the labor yourself, you would save $500. The moron previous inhabitant who lived in the van got candle wax all over it and also put water in the coolant compartment. This is for coolant, which is usually pre-mixed with water already. Pure water sort of cooled the van, but it also caused rust and leaking. Putting water in that compartment damaged the cooling system. So I've just given the van a complete one-over. I detailed it, Windexed those windows. I took it to the shop and I had them fix this door because, as you can see, it used to be tied to something shut. I want to show you the inside now that I've cleaned this guy. Believe it or not, all it took was a little WD-40 up in here, and now that door works perfect again. But you can see it's still definitely a work in progress, but it's definitely come a long way. I found this nice carpet for free, actually. It's pretty dope. I actually also found this sweet love seat for free. And check this out. Click, 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 click. Well, it would fold down into a bed, but I need to move it forward a little bit. But look at this. Chunk, 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 chunk. Zing! That's pretty gangster. And it folds into a bed, so that's gonna be our epic back seat for now. Also, you can see the captain's space here. Basically, it just needed a lot of love. Like, the steering wheel was filthy, like this whole dashboard area was just filthy, like all the rims of the windowsills were full of gunk and dust, and just nobody had taken a clean rag to this van in like years. So just giving it a good vacuuming, you know, and a good like little cleanup. Spent like 2 hours vacuuming this guy. I actually want to show you guys something really crazy. There's this TV up here that does work. It has these like compartments for storing like a DVD player, right? So I've got like the DVD little battery guy, and I even put my own like inverter that I'm gonna hook up so I'm gonna power. But way back here, way in the back, so I can reach my arm almost all the way back. Try to make the camera focus, but it is dark back there. That is really long back. I reached all the way back there and I was able to find a super amazing envelope with $700 in it. So that was the previous owner's, but like I said, this vehicle is repossessed and now it's mine. So that $700 was for me, but I basically had to use all of it on repairs because the previous owner didn't give any love under the hood to this car. Basically, the entire cooling system was just shot. So this van has been a lot of work, guys. I want you to know that it's not going to be easy getting your Burning Man van all good to go. I am sweating bullets because I have been just in here with a rag and a vacuum pretty much all day. And I spent a good, I don't know, over $1,000 under the hood, right? To get those repairs done. That stuff needed to be done. This van would not make it to Burning Man and back unless I had done those repairs. I had to fix the cooling system. How do you expect to go to Burning Man, which is 400 some odd miles from here, but each way it's about 500 miles. So the van would overheat really bad within probably an hour and a half, and we'd be stuck on the middle of San Bernardino somewhere. So while I hate to spend $1,100 when I already spent $1,500 on this van, the fact that I found $700 from the previous owner, who I believe was some kind of drug addict living in this thing, and it got towed and repossessed and sold to me, had a bunch of this lady's crap in it. But I feel that was some kind of magical blessing, because I wouldn't have been able to afford the $1,500 van plus the $1,100 in repairs. That's like $2,600. But finding that $700 in the van was like a miracle. It's really the only way I was able to afford all this stuff and not eat a bunch of my savings up, because I do have other things planned for the year, so I can't spend all my money on Burning Man. And it's very important, you don't want to go broke. But I feel a very positive energy with this van. I think now that I've put some money and love into it, it's gonna love us back. Pretty much, if I get to Burning Man and back, that right there is worth over $500 to me, because I was looking at the alternative of renting a Jeep, and I was gonna rent like a Jeep Cherokee or something like that. Would have been over $500 to take it just for 8 days, and I want to take this van for 2 weeks. On my way to Burning Man, I'm gonna visit Lake Tahoe. On the way back, I'm gonna go to some hot springs, maybe stop at a friend's house overnight. So I didn't want to rent a car. So if this van makes it to and from Burning Man, in my opinion, that is worth $600 right there. And then I plan to get my money's worth out of this thing with a couple more vacations, a few more camping trips in the beginning of next year, and I'm gonna keep cleaning it up. This van is gonna have a life of its own, dude. It's 28 years old. This is a 1990 Chevy sport van with the conversion, and it's had like 8 owners, but I'm gonna be one of the best owners. I'm gonna take great care of it. I'm gonna show it some cool places. I'm gonna trick it out and make it better than it was when I got it, and I might sell it for like $4,000 later, after it has like a TV, a good TV with solar panels and all kinds of gadgets I'm gonna put in here. I'm gonna make the lights really cool. So gonna put new curtains. My girlfriend is making curtains for this thing. That's her job. So this thing is not gonna be a bad investment. If anything, I could sell it now for more than I paid. I'd probably sell it for about $3,000 right now, because when I bought it, it didn't have license plates, and the thing was overheating, the thermostat was broken, it had all these mechanical issues, and it had a lady's dirty crap in here. It had her clothes and furniture. So the fact that I've just cleaned it, done the repairs, I've added massive value to the van. But I wanted to tell you these things because I work really hard on a fire routine to get to Burning Man each year. Now I'm getting here, and it's expensive to get there. Like, once you get a ticket or actually find out that you can go, now you have to think like, wow, how am I gonna get there? And buying a van, I think, is a good idea, because my strategy is to, I bought this van, fix it up, make it really roadworthy, use it for the fall and spring of next year, and then I plan to sell it maybe for like $4,000 or $3,500. Basically get my investment back. So I get a van for a few months, plus I get the vehicle to take me to Burning Man, and the repairs were gnarly on this thing. That was expensive. Other than that though, the insurance to add this to my policy was like $17 to add it for 6 months. So the insurance is almost nothing if you already have an existing policy. Gas is gonna be expensive, but I've got friends coming with me to Burning Man. They're gonna help out a little bit. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, smash that like button, because I will be making more videos all the time. I'm gonna make a crazy video of my adventure to Burning Man. There'll actually be several Burning Man videos this year. I'm really excited about those. So make sure and stay tuned. Thank you for watching. As always, just good luck to you and have a great day.